Nasuada crossed her arms without bothering to conceal her impatience as she examined the two men before her. Book 2, Eldest. Chapter 35, A Maze of Opposition. Chapter 36, Hanging by a Thread. And Chapter 37, Elva. Welcome to Eragon and Back Again, a podcast where we explore Christopher Paolini's inherent cycle, chapter by chapter. I'm Darien Smartt.
And I'm Lucy Hart.
And hey, oh my gosh, it's Nasuada!
It's Nasuada!
What?
Yay!
Another POV? Halfway through the book?
Like literally halfway through the book.
I'm so excited.
So excited.
But before we can get into that,
yes.
Lucy,
yes.
do you have any spark of inspirations?
This is, I don't know if I'm going to write about it, but it did inspire me a little bit. So kind of like a little bit detail on just like medical stuff for me. So I have hypothyroidism. And so my body's just deteriorating my thyroid, which is fun.
I don't like the way you describe that, Lucy.
No?
I don't like any of those words you used to describe that, but go on.
Okay. So my doctor recommended that I use this medication that I take at night that acts like a shield for my thyroid to prevent my body from like going raw at my thyroid. But the downside is it gives me vivid dreams.
Oh,
it helps me sleep.
Oh, good.
But it gives me super vivid dreams.
Fascinating.
And so, but lately, she recommended that I take. My doctor recommended that I take. I've been taking like Sorry, this is probably a little more medical, but I'm getting there. I promise.
Okay.
So I'm taking like 4.5 like milligrams of it, but she recommended taking 2 of them, so I'm taking 9 milligrams now, just to like really help with the things.
Nice.
But the thing is it's really helping me sleep. Like I conk out completely.
Nice.
But also vivid dreams.
Mm-hmm.
So the other day I had this really weird dream that I woke up and I was like, I'm gonna make a note of this because I was like, that's wild that my brain came up with it. And so like it was and again, I don't know if I'm gonna write it because I feel like I've heard like don't write books from dreams. It's like a bad thing. But I don't.
Okay, but let's hold on. Why would that be a bad thing?
Yeah, I don't know. It's something that I heard like maybe years ago, but I'm like, I feel like dreams could make a really good like basis of a story.
Yeah, like it's a spark of inspiration.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, listen, everyone wants to dunk on Twilight.
Yeah.
And it's like, that was originally Stephanie Meyer had a dream about it. And it's like, well, that could be like, well, that's the example that proves the rule. Except when Twilight is incredibly culturally impactful.
Yes.
A lot of people like it.
Yep.
It's incredibly successful.
Yep.
Is it the perfect book series?
No.
No. But does it actually bring a lot of really interesting like supernatural lore? Yes.
Yeah. So like, this one, it's really, I feel like my dream would have made a better anime than a book, but we might see. But it's basically like, and again, there's like 2 concepts. So there's like these celestial beings, and these celestial beings had 3 daughters, and one of them has wings so can fly, the other one can transform I think into a cat. I don't really know. Cool. And I can't remember what the third one was. I think I was a third one, but I don't really remember. And then there's also Cerberus is involved for some reason.
Fuck yeah,
and Cerberus has 3 like parts of Cerberus. There's a 3-headed version. They split into like 3 different types of dogs. So there's a 3-headed dog, then there's a fire-breathing dog, and then I do not remember what the third one was.
Okay.
But they merged together into being Cerberus as we would think, gigantic dog, fire-breathing, kind of like in Hades a little bit. So it's like, that's kind of what I was thinking. But so it was like, my dream took place is like, there's a family gathering. So all of these Celestials and the Cerberus is there. And it introduces the 3 main characters into the 3 Cerberus dogs. And so each of them are in charge of like taking care of Cerberus. And then when they go out and fight, that Cerberus merges together and they have to do kind of thing, and then they get together and they have to do. And I woke up, I'm like, that is so wild that my brain. So I wrote it down, and it was very inspiring to like. That sounds like
there's a lot of
fascinating.
Pieces you could use.
Yeah, I was like, that's fascinating. So
I love that.
So I was really excited about that. So that's my spark. It was just
so
a dream.
good.
Yep.
Okay, I've done this recently, but I swear my spark of inspiration is not just another ad for the Dragon's Keep. It's just a very, very good dragon-related book that I read recently that we will be talking about. I want to celebrate When Women Were Dragons by Kelly Barnhill. Yeah. And the premise of the book is that women inherently have the power to turn into dragons.
I love it.
This is the thing that women can do. However, it's considered so embarrassingly taboo that no one talks about. Most girls are not aware this is something that can happen to them. It's almost in line of like, getting your period.
Oh, okay.
Where it's like if you live in a deeply conservative household and are never told that this is a thing that can happen to you, right?
Yep.
But it's not that. There's no direct one-to-one comparison for a real world experience.
Okay.
This concept is meant to overlap and represent a bunch of different facets.
Yeah.
And specifically, the book takes place largely in the 1950s.
Okay.
Where one day, mothers all across America just turn into dragons and disappear. They all turn to dragons and they fly away.
Yes. Sorry. I got really excited.
And it's the mass dragoning is what it's called.
Oh.
And our main character's aunt became a dragon and left.
Okay.
And it's her kind of for the rest of her life grappling with the narrative her mother tells, which is you never had an aunt. Your cousin is your sister. This didn't happen. This can't happen.
Yeah.
And her being like, I don't have an aunt. My sister has always been my sister, but also why did my aunt leave and not my mother? Why did my aunt leave? And it's like all these different elements of what it can represent. And also it's like they've left and they're not coming back. And where do they go? And what happened? And the way American society just completely covers it up and denies it. And how it's also like an allegory for science being oppressed and denied and blacklisted and scientists who study this being targeted. Like it's comparison for like the Red Scare and McCarthyism, because we also feature a scientist who's being accused of un-American activities. Yeah. Because he is attempting to research this not even phenomenon, but basic reality of this world. Like this is not an obscure one-off thing. This actually happens all the time. Yeah. And individuals and society as a whole just kind of deny it and what that represents. And this young girl growing up in this world where this is a reality. And what does that look like? But simultaneously just having all this like pressure put on her as a young woman in the 1950s, who is also like a lesbian, though she doesn't realize it yet. and kind of what that means and what she wants. And it's so beautiful. Yeah. It's so fascinating. And sometimes I feel like Spark of Inspiration is like, let me tell you about this cool thing. Yeah. But specifically what I found in the thing I want to take away as a creative device is the dragoning allegory metaphor not needing, nor should it be interpreted as a one-to-one. Yeah. Because it's not. Yeah. And it can't be. And that's okay. Like, it doesn't have to be like doing this kind of magical supernatural allegory for real experiences can get really messy. Yeah. And I think that is always something to bear in mind, what that looks like on the broader scale, but also simultaneously recognizing that it doesn't have to be one-to-one. Yeah. And it's probably a stronger one if it's not meant to be a one-to-one. Yeah. Like, and you just kind of have a bunch of pieces and a bunch of ideas, and it's meant to represent a much broader concept or feeling than anything in the real world. And that's what I also found very strong about it. Yeah. And I loved it, and it was beautiful, and I definitely recommend it because it's so well written, and it's so interesting seeing these pieces and this world start to come together. As the reader understands more of this phenomenon, as this main character understands more of this reality. And I can't recommend it enough.
Oh,
it was beautiful. So and we will be talking about it over on the Patreon for the December Dragon's Keep episode.
I'm excited. I still have to read it. But...
Yes, once Lucy reads it. Yep. We'll be talking about it. We'll dissect and go into much deeper and greater detail there because there's a lot of pieces I want to dive into. Yes. But we should probably get into the episode. Yes. So last time it was When Women Were Dragons by Kelly Barnhill. Yes. And as always, it'll be in the show notes. Our Spark of Inspirations are always in the show notes. Yes. So if you're ever like, wait, what was that? That was super interesting. I want to know what that show, that music video, that book that they mentioned was. I have it there for you for easy reference. Okay. Now let's get into the meat and potatoes of the episode.
Let's do it.
A maze of opposition. Having successfully relocated the Varden to Serta, Nasuada faces the ongoing challenges of leadership. She gets some unexpected advice from the academic king of Serta, Orin. Hanging by a thread, Nasuada comes up with a clever idea to fund the Varden and get Galbatorix to foot the bill. Elva. Remember that baby Eragon accidentally cursed? You'll never believe what she looks like now.
Yep.
Thank you. I
like that a lot.
Thank you. I was very proud. I was very proud of that synopsis.
Yep. I was literally like, Before leaving the house, I was re-listening to the chapters just so they were fresh in my mind while I was playing Minecraft. And when you said that, I could vividly remember what I was doing in Minecraft when I listened to that chapter.
Good.
And I was like, yes, I was building my house.
You're building your house. So as we already said, halfway through this book,
we
have a new POV.
Yep.
And that's so... First, I want to talk about that as a writing concept, because up until...
as a author choice.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Because up until now, it has only been Eragon and Roran.
Yep.
And that's been our back and forth, but even that hasn't been...
Consistent,
like a hard... Not a... rigid.
Okay, yes.
It's not like 3 chapters with Eragon, 3 chapters with
Yes.
Like, we get... Sometimes we got, like, 3 chapters, 4 chapters, and then we got 5 chapters, 3 chapters. It's as much as we need for the section that we're gonna tell these bits.
Yes.
And Eragon chunks are usually quite a bit longer.
Yep.
And that's totally fine. But the fact that here we are so far in, and we quite rather unexpectedly jump to Nasuada's POV.
Yep.
I love that so much because one, it works so well. in large part because like we know and it works so well for both of the other POVs we've been following.
Yep.
Because last we checked in with Roran, the villagers have left Carvajal. They are going to join the Varden.
Yep.
That is what they are trying to do.
Yep.
And so it makes sense for us to check in on the Varden to see where
what's
they're
going on.
Yeah, we haven't seen them since Eragon left Farthander, and they were going to lead.
Yes.
So it really makes sense for this to be the first time we're checking in on the Varden because it really directly matters to the other ongoing plot of the story.
Yep.
And then, also, remember that baby Eragon cursed?
Yep.
You'll never believe what she looks like now.
Hey, remember what they were talking about in the exact last episode?
Or
the last episode.
Last sentence? Yeah, our last episode, the last chapter sentence. But that doesn't throw it at you immediately. Like, I love, because Elva is the third chapter. In this chunk.
Yep.
It's enough for you, the reader, to kind of forget.
Yep.
Like, here we are back with the Varden, and I don't even know if maybe initially, like, oh, we're with Nasuada and the Varden, like, maybe you think, oh, maybe we'll see what's up with that baby.
Yeah.
But then we're getting everything Nasuada is doing and the leadership and this very, very high level.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, well, we wouldn't. Why would we?
Yeah.
Like, this kid is just, this baby is somewhere else.
For me, it's like, I forgot.
You forget.
I forget about the baby, like mentioning of the baby, and then Elva comes around. And you're like,
oh my god!
Oh right,
like the shock.
Yeah,
of it
is shocking for sure.
So well done.
It's really well done. I will say, like, I was waiting to where we got here before I said this. I think this is after the Nasuada chapters is where I stopped reading the book as a kid.
Why is that?
And for me, I think I was frustrated as just a kid. I think I was frustrated. I am not a patient person. And I think my biggest thing was I wanted to read where the Roran chapters. I think that's where I was, and so I was like, oh my gosh, here's it was interesting for sure because like I vividly remember the lace. Like the whole lace thing
is so cool.
Is so interesting. And I vividly remember that and being really interested in that. But then I just couldn't get back into it because I'm like, we're back with Eragon. I want to know what's going on with Roran. And now I have to wait even longer to go back to him. So I just couldn't get past this part until I got them on CDs. And then I could listen to the whole thing.
It's the beginning, new chapter, beginning of dawn of an era for Lucy.
Yes. And so it was just, I was like, okay, like I can't listen, I can't read this book anymore. And so I had to, and I think it was also at this point where it was like I can't remember most of what I already read because it like this book is so intricate that I think like the Eragon book wasn't as intricate as this book.
Very direct. Very direct.
And so I think that's where my brain at that age just couldn't comprehend what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And so listening to it, I was able to connect and hold it a lot better than I would reading it.
That's so interesting.
And so and then I'm like, I'm not going to try reading the Eragon books. So it was after Eldest, I just started listening to all of them because I couldn't read them. And I think it was a Christmas present. I think the next book, I got them all on CD.
That's very
because
good.
I couldn't read it. It was just, I just couldn't do it. So, yeah.
And we tongue-in-cheek call it like baby's first high fantasy.
Yeah.
But, like, I think it really is. And not just because it is a high fantasy world with a lot of like magic and the nation names and river names and then like environments. But also like especially this one where we start to split up the POVs.
Yes.
And with them being so dramatically different. Like
very,
what?
Which is also like side note, great because Paulini captures each of these characters so well and the different experiences they're going on. It doesn't feel like the same thing. It feels so drastically different with each shift of the POV, which I think we talked about with Roran.
Yes.
Where they just feel like different people.
Yeah.
So it's just amazing that he's 16, 17 at this point and he can do that so well. Like amazing.
You could tell this is a well-read writer. And that's the other thing. This is not new advice. Like this is commonplace advice, but if you want to be a good writer, you should be a good reader.
Yes.
Like reading a lot of different things, and not just reading a lot of different things, but thinking about it.
Yes.
Like you should read the way a writer writes.
Yes.
Like that is what would make you. I'm realizing this is advice that comes from. Oh, I hope it's Terry Pratchett. But it might be Neil Gaiman. I can't remember who. God, because I got real similar fucking backstories of writing as like news reporters and then interviewing other writers. And I think, oh God, I want to say it's Terry Pratchett just because I don't ever want to quote Neil Gaiman in my fucking life anymore.
Yeah, absolutely.
But some British fantasy writer talks about interacting with other prominent fantasy writers of the time before they were themselves a fiction writer and realizing, oh, I need to think about reading the way these people do.
Yeah.
Like the way they talked about the things they had read, not just the things they had read, but like the kind of the whole exercise of this podcast.
Yes.
I
was like, it's this podcast. Yes.
Yeah. It is not just reading for the sake of we like this book. Here's what we liked. Here's what we didn't like. That is a core of it. But every episode, every chapter, we go in trying to look at the way the pieces we aren't just. It's a magic trick.
Yes,
I feel like books are magic tricks.
Yes,
we aren't just responding to as the audience. Wow, pulled the rabbit out of the hat.
Yeah,
we want to be on the other side of the curtain.
Yeah,
watching how it's done and interrogating that. Like, here's the end game. It worked, and why did it work so well? It's because we did this and this and this, and it didn't work. But what could have made that better? Like, that is the exercise of this podcast.
Yep.
Is interrogating, examining, writing the way being a reader's writer, a writer's reader. What am I trying to say? I've gone completely off.
I was like, no, that's pretty, like both. A reader's writer, a writer's reader.
Yeah,
yes.
So that's the I think very strong of like that's Paolini's greatest trick is being a strong reader before he got into writing.
Yes.
And you can see that the way the pieces come together. And the way over the course of the books, like he grows.
He grows as a writer, for sure.
Absolutely. The way to be a strong writer is to be a strong reader, but the way to be a great writer is to write.
Yes. And it's like, it's even more like, we'll get there when we get there. Again, no spoilers, but it's like Murtagh too is kind of like, he's grown. I mean, because he wrote that recently.
Yeah.
When this is like what, 15, 20 years ago? I can't remember how old he is. But like,
this book is 20 years.
20 years? Yeah. So like, 20 years ago, and how much he's grown in that time is just awesome.
Incredible. Yeah. I was at Half Price Books earlier this week, and they had a used hardback copy of Murtagh. I almost got it. I couldn't be tempted. Couldn't be tempted having that in my house.
I was gonna say, like, I need to buy it at some point, but I just haven't done it.
Eventually, when we get there.
Yep.
But for now, the last thing I want to celebrate is I love POV shifts that aren't rigid. I believe I probably talked about what I feel is one of the greatest weaknesses in Rick Riordan's The Heroes of Olympus series is that he he'll go to 3 different POVs in each of the books, and sometimes more as we get into later books, but they are hard to find. We get 4 chapters in this character's POV, and 4 chapters in this, and in the same order again and again. And that, I think, is a deep weakness.
Yeah.
Because sometimes sequences go on longer than they should, or we don't spend enough time in them than we would have liked. Or something is happening that another character is more deeply impacted, but we are in a different character's POV for it. And that, I think, is a deep weakness that Rick Riordan has learned from, because in the most recent books, the book he wrote with Marco Shiro that just came out, Court of the Dead, it starts to jump between POVs mid-chapter.
Oh, cool.
Very well. Exactly when we need to pivot. Exactly. So that is changing POVs is so good, and I love it.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest mistake a writer, this might be, hey, maybe I just jumped too early and this is our writing takeaway.
Yeah.
It's if you're gonna switch POVs, don't feel like there needs to be a hard and fast pattern.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, now let's talk about Nasuada.
Yes.
Our girl is doing her fucking best. And she's doing a great job.
She's doing
in
so good.
Impossible situations.
Yes.
This guy, she's talking amongst these 2, this farmer and a guard?
I know he's not a guard. He works in the quarry. Because he talks about how he's hungry. I'm a large man and I need a bit of meat in my belly after half a day breaking rocks with a mattock. I did my best to resist temptation, I did, but 3 weeks of short rations and watching these farmers drive around fat livestock, they wouldn't share it even if a body were starving. Well, I'll admit, it broke me. And I'm like, I am so happy that this dude is so honest.
He's so honest, and he's very well spoken, which Nasuada clocks.
Yeah, and for me too, it's I feel like it's too cliche when a ruler, a king, whatever you have it, is interrogating 2 people who've done each other wrong or something, and each of them is super defensive, and they're like, nah, 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 and they're rah, rah, kind of thing. But this guy's like, no, I did it. I will admit I was weak. I'm hungry.
13. He did kill
13 in 4 days.
He's like, that's a lot of chickens.
That's a lot of chickens.
A lot of chickens. And it's like, yeah, Master Gamble, what the hell?
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm really hungry.
I can't. I'm really, really hungry.
And I also Nasuada thinks and that's the heart of the problem.
Yeah.
The Varden could not afford to feed its members, not even with sort of helping.
Yep.
And she's trying to figure out what to do.
Yep. I like this part too, where she says that her and Orin refused to behave as Galbatorix was wont to do when moving his army across the empire, which was to appropriate supplies from his countrymen without paying for them. And then she realizes how easy it would be to slip into that.
Yeah.
But she doesn't want to.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, hey, great ruler. Both Orin and Nasuada, where they can both see how easy it would be to do that, but they refuse to do it. Yeah, and I'm like, I love that.
They're willing to do things the harder way. Because it's the right thing to do.
Yes.
And so hey, you can't, she's like, I understand that we are not a country. We don't follow Inna's authority, but that doesn't mean you can run around doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
I love that what she does is I order you to pay a copper for each chicken you stole. Gamble surprised her by acceding without protest. As you wish, ma'am. That's it, exclaimed the pale man. He wrung his cap even tighter. That's no fair price. If I'd sold them at market, they'd be... She could not contain herself any longer. Yes, you'd get more. But I happen to know Master Gamble can't afford to give your chickens full price, as I'm the one who provides his salary, as I do yours. You forget that if I decide to acquire your poultry for the good of the Varden, you'd get no more than a copper a chicken, and be lucky at that. Am I understood? He can't. Am I understood? Yes, ma'am. And she's like, I also reckon, she's like, yes, you'd get more, but you know what? He can't give you more.
Yeah.
So,
and it's like, this is the best we can do in this situation, okay?
So consider this the Varden saying, we need your poultry.
Yep.
And you're getting a copper. You're lucky I don't just take it.
Yep, exactly.
So and it's not perfect. It's what I can do right now.
Yep. And what I like about this too, is the choice of being like, at the beginning it talks about how she's impatient. And she's been keeping her cool up until this point, until this farmer pokes her, keeps pushing her, and then she snaps. But she snaps in a way that makes sense. She's not just suddenly like, well, you're just gonna have to deal with it. Fuck you. No, you're gonna have to deal with it. She even in her anger and frustration, she's very logical in what she says.
Like, can you see the bigger picture? Yes, that's what I have to see. Like she says, is like, yes, you would get more if you took them to the market. However,
Yes.
this guy can't afford to pay you that much.
Yep. And
Do you want money at all?
Yep. And what I love about this is, again, like, reading as a kid and also as an adult is, like, I am awed that, like, I never considered, I mean, like, when I was younger, never considered what it took to make an army. Like, I was like, I never really thought about it, like, food, money, supplies, all that. Like, never really thought about that. But Paulini was like this. And I was like, oh yeah, no, totally. And so just like this glimpse into what Nasuada is like dealing with is just, for me, I'm like, that is so cool that Paulini's like, no, it would take effort, resources, money to feed an army. And I'm just like, that is so cool. Like, I don't know why, just and having to make compromises, which she says her dad, right?
Yep. Her father had often said after negotiating with Hrothgar.
Yep.
A good compromise leaves everyone angry.
Yes. And so, like, having to compromise in a way that everyone's, like, not really happy about it and not really satisfied with it, but are okay with it. And doing that for the better of the people of the Varden as a whole. Yeah. It's just so cool. I just want to point that out because I'm just like, that is so cool.
And I also love that she goes one step farther with, like, after they determine there's no one else needs to talk to her. Yeah. She tells to her essentially like handmaiden Farika, I want that gamble reassigned. Give him a job where his talent with words will be of some use. Quartermaster, perhaps. Just so as long as he gets full rations.
Yeah, and then she's like, I don't want to see him in here for theft again. And I love that because she is compassionate. Yeah. And like, good. Yes.
Yes. I think she's like, because she did was like, this guy is great with his words. Yeah. And she's like, okay, he would be of better use somewhere else because this is clearly his greatest talent. Yes. And she also clocks that he didn't steal out of he when he claims I'm hungry, I'm not getting enough to eat, and that's why I stole this guy's chickens, and he's being honest in that fact.
Yeah, it's not malicious.
Yes. And even though it was wrong, he's like, this is why I did it. And so Nasuada, I think, takes him at his word. Yes. And it's like, okay, if he's in a position where he's getting enough to eat, this won't happen again.
Yes, exactly.
And that's how you deal with crime.
Yeah.
At a systemic level.
Yeah.
If you actually identify the causes of crime is way more useful to a society as a whole than punishment.
Yeah.
This has been Darian's TED Talk.
But then we get introduced to Orin, where like almost right after this, somebody's like, "Oh yeah, King Orin wants to ask that you join him in his laboratory."
I want
to say laboratory. Yeah. And for like, again, this is our first introduction with King Orin, and we're like, he has a laboratory.
Yeah. Yep. We find out she's known him since they were children. He's 5 years older than her.
Yep.
She never knew. What did she say? She never saw much of him because he was already occupied with his duties as prince. Though nowadays she often felt as if she were the elder one.
Yeah.
Because this dude is kind of just playing in his lab.
Yeah, he is kind of playing in his lab. I think he has a good art. It's like I can see both of them.
I absolutely agree with what he's doing here.
Yeah, for sure. But it's like I also agree with her where she comes in and she just had to, spent who knows how long, because she says like she's like once a week she held an open court to resolve the Varden's various disputes. So she just spent all day or who knows how long helping her people, and then King Orin calls her into his laboratory and he's like, hey, look, I can blow smoke out of my ear, and she's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh no, look, I think hey, elves are right about a vacuum. Crazy, they always are. Anyway, here's this other thing. It's like, she does get mad. She's like, why are you playing in here? Like, this is crazy. You're the only free land in Allegasia.
Yeah.
Or, hey, wait, is Allegasia the continent? Or is Allegasia the continent?
I think Allegasia is the continent. Let's see. Yeah. Well, they're up at the top. The map has Allegasia at the very top. But then down here, Serta is also written almost as big as Allegasia.
But not as big as Allegasia.
Not as big.
Because, is the dwarves. They are in Allegasia.
Yes.
And Duweld and Varden, where the elves reside, we would call that part of Allegasia.
Allegasia, yes.
They are not ruled by Galbatorix.
Yes.
So, if the land of basically the country of the elves and the country of the dwarves are not ruled by Galbatorix, but are part of Allegasia, then I would argue Allegasia is the continent.
Yeah, because
not the country.
Because I think they call everything under Galbatorix's rule is the Empire, right? Yes. So maybe that it's just the Empire, because I don't
the
see
thing
any.
that makes an empire is multiple countries under one ruler.
Yeah. And yeah.
So I don't know.
That's really interesting. I don't know either. Because I would say, like, yeah, I think Allegasia is the whole.
I'm sure there is something that clarifies either earlier that we missed or later on it'll clarify it, but I am unsure. So regardless.
Yep.
So she's like, hey, why are you playing around? You're supposed to be a king. You got to do stuff.
Yeah, you have duty. And like, she even, like, what does she say? That's really good. While you spend your time locked in here conducting experiments that no one understands, endangering your well-being in the process. Quick side note, we find out that he blew himself up the day before and lost his hearing.
He's fine. He's fine. His eardrum is absolutely burst. Hopefully it'll heal and he doesn't have an ear infection. Yeah. I guess we'll see.
Because he says he shouldn't, what was it? It was sulfur and water, right?
Yeah, man, don't do that.
Yeah, he's like, I shouldn't combine those.
And now he knows.
Yeah. And then she continues, your country totters on the brink of war. A myriad issues await your decision, and you stand here blowing smoke and playing with quicksilver. And so that's like, she's like, there is so much to do, and you are just playing around. But kind of like what we mentioned earlier, his argument as to why holds so much weight.
Yeah. He pushes back. He's like, you do well not to be so disrespectful.
Yeah.
He kind of sort of threatens to kick him out if she doesn't be nicer, but she also knows that's an idle threat.
Yeah.
Like, she full on knows that he's not going to do
Yeah, because there's so much, like, there's family members in the Varden that also have family members in Serta, so there's no way that can really happen without fallback a lot.
Yeah. But then I think he's just, like, frustrated because what she said was harsh and not a cool thing to say.
Yeah.
Although she has a point. But as you said, like, once he calms down a little bit, his response to her, I think, as we said, is also really smart.
Yep.
You are newly come to your power, whereas I have held mine for a number of years. And if I be arrogant enough to offer advice, I found that it's essential for my sanity to allocate a certain portion of my day for my own interests.
I couldn't do that. Every moment I waste might be the moment of effort that's needed to defeat Galbatorix.
You do the Varden a disservice if you insist on overworking yourself. No one can function properly without occasional peace and quiet. They do not have to be long breaks, just 5 or 10 minutes. You can even practice your archery, and then you would still serve your goals, albeit in a different manner. That's why I had this laboratory constructed in the first place. That's why I blow smoke and play with quicksilver, as you put it, so that I don't scream with frustration throughout the rest of the day.
And that's like holds water in real life.
Yeah.
Too. Like, you need to take a break for yourself, or you will, like, just buckle under the weight of everything else.
If you don't schedule breaks, your body will plan an unplanned one for you.
Exactly. Yes.
Listen, being locked in and hustle culture is burnout. You will just burn out and not be useful to yourself. And so, and he's like, well, you can practice your archery and you'd still be doing a productive thing, but you can't dedicate every waking thought to the jobs of leadership.
Yep. And we learned, like, that's what she was doing. She says she keeps a little tablet by her bedside in case she thinks of anything. So she is not giving herself a break.
Yeah. And so then she leaves, accidentally knocks over.
Yeah, because it's really interesting because, like, they come in and it's kind of jovial. Like, he blows smoke out of his ear and she actually laughs because it was so sudden and unexpected. And then they kind of get into this tense moment again. And then it kind of relaxes a little bit. And then it gets really tense again.
Because they start to talk about, like, the reports.
Yes, they talk about the reports. And then Nasuada asks, like, she's like, we're going to starve. And he basically says, that's not my problem. He's like, I'm not giving you any more money. Like, I can't give you any more money. Like, your people are just going to have to find jobs. Like, you're on your own, basically.
And that's fair.
That is fair.
Already, as she says at the top of the chapter, he's helped a lot.
Yes, he helped a lot.
There's only so much help he can provide the Varden.
Without hurting his own people.
Yeah.
For sure.
Right? And it's a noble cause, and they also want to resist Galbatorix, but there's, again, only so much he can do.
Yep.
And they don't really have, like, what he says, like, here are the reports they have are really sparse. He's like, hey, I can make kind of generalized predictions, but not enough that I feel confident acting on this information.
Yeah.
And basically, he's like, we need Eragon.
Yes.
It's like what it comes around to is like, we need your writer. We need the writer to come here.
Yes.
Because that's going to be that's their biggest play.
Yep.
And when she's, like, frustrated, this like, this will disintegrate into an uncontrollable horde.
Yep.
Your father never let his men get out of hand. I trust you won't either, if you expect to remain leader of the Varden. As for our preparations, there's a limit to what we can do in so short a time. You'll just have to wait until we are ready.
In that case, will you lend the Varden more gold for food?
No, I have given you all the money I can spare.
How will we eat then?
I would suggest that you raise the funds for yourself.
And she's like, fucking livid, which is understandable.
Yeah, but also, I agree with Oren.
Yes,
he's like,
I
I've
agree,
given
yeah.
you all I can. And I don't think he's being difficult. Like,
No.
he's not, like, nothing about this character that we've been led to believe in this, albeit short interaction, leads us to conclude that he's being selfish or unreasonable.
Yeah.
I think he's being a good leader, and a good leader kind of is like, I've given you all I can.
Yep.
We can't drain our treasury
for
the Varden.
For you,
especially because I think maybe it's kind of the reports.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have, if this was guaranteed that they were going to win, maybe he'd tap in more.
Yeah. Because
knowing it would be paid back. Knowing it would be a worthwhile gamble.
Yep.
But there's not enough right now.
Yep. And it's also like we're learning to, like, you need money in order to support your army, and he needs his to support his army. And so it's like kind of like, and then we also learn in the reports that Galbatorix is gathering his forces.
Mm-hmm.
And so they have to be ready. So like what you were saying is like he can't give them anything else.
He can't let the Varden eat his resources.
Yes,
essentially. Like,
exactly.
He needs to be prepared in case Galbatorix attacks.
Yeah, and the only thing they kind of think about that is like they need more land, which they will only get when they invade the empire, but they're not ready for that right now.
Yeah.
So
she leaves. In her anger, Nasuada caught her right sleeve on a jade bottle and knocked it over, cracking the stone and releasing a flood of yellow liquid that splattered on her sleeve and soaked her skirt. She flicked her wrist in annoyance without stopping. Just leaves because grace.
Yep.
Fuck it. I don't care what that is.
Yep.
Anyway, she probably should, because it starts next
starts
chapter hanging by a thread. Ma'am, your sleeve. It is literally burning up. Like, whatever this was.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's like acid almost.
Yeah. But like her skin isn't burned.
Yeah, her skin's not
but
burned.
It absolutely corrodes. What does it say? Her sleeve and skirt were disintegrating into chalky cobwebs that emanated acrid fumes.
Yep.
Get me out of this.
And so then I think the most like frantic moment is seeing, like, just picturing Nasuada in the middle of the room, frozen, as Farrakha like frantically get the dress off of her because all the freaking lace and like ties in the back. And so finally she gets it off it, and I like the description where it says what does she says? As soon as the overgown sagged, Nasuada yanked her arms out of the sleeves and clawed her way free of the robe. And I'm like, yep, that's what I would do. I'd be like, get me out.
And like I said, it didn't burn her. What evil is this? One of Oren's foul concoctions.
Yep.
And I also like that she's so bummed out.
Yeah.
Like,
she's frustrated.
Yeah. It was woven by the dwarf women of Durgrimst in
Durgrimst in Jedam.
Perfect.
It's the tribe that Oren is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a gift for her last birthday, and was one of the finest pieces in her wardrobe. She had nothing to replace it, nor could she justify commissioning a new dress, considering the Varden's financial difficulties. And I love that she's like, that was my prettiest dress. And she also talks about, like, I will just wear something else. And she's like, well, what am I supposed to wear to court? Because that's the other thing. It's not just, this is a really pretty dress that's fun to wear. It's that she does need to look the part.
Yes.
She does need to look refined and regal and a leader.
Yeah, because she talks about how it's hard enough to command their respect when I'm dressed properly, much less if I'm wearing patched gowns that advertise our poverty. So she's needing respect for her position, and it's difficult to do that.
Yeah, and her nicest dress just
got ruined. Yep.
What do we just Farrakha?
Farrakha.
That makes more sense. Farrakha says, like, okay, I'm gonna cut off. We'll get rid of the ruined bits. I bet I could fix with your linen dress. I bet I could make it work. And she's like, no, it'll be patched. It'll look terrible. It will work so long as you don't apologize for your appearance. Not only that, I guarantee that the other ladies will be so taken with your new fashion that they'll imitate you. Just you wait and see.
I love her. I love her so much.
Love it.
And I love
Smartt.
And she threatens the guards because she gives the guards the fabric, the damaged fabric, and she goes, your mistress wants this burned. Do it in secret and breathe not a word of this to another soul, or you'll have me to answer to. The guards saluted. Yeah. And I'm like, I love her so much.
She's like, how would I function without you? Well, I should think.
I just love her.
Hey, I don't know if we should be burning whatever that.
Yeah, that's also true.
Like, and it's fine and it doesn't matter, but I really think that in, like, hey, real world, like lab safety.
Yeah.
You don't know what a chemical is. Don't burn it.
Don't
like,
burn
I
it.
feel like the better move would have been like, put it in a box, send it back to Oren, and say, whatever that was spilt on this material, please see that is disposed of safely.
Yeah.
You don't know if you can burn it. If you just throw it out, will it continue to corrode? Will it catch fire? What is it?
Will it explode?
Will it explode? And it's like, well, we don't want anyone to know that her nicest dress was destroyed, and you gotta save face. But again, just real quick lab safety.
Yep.
I feel like burning whatever this chemical is not safe. Although it works out fine and it doesn't spoil it. It doesn't come back.
Yeah.
Like, this is fine. This is not a big deal, but just my thought.
Yeah,
don't do
I
that.
agree. But then what I like about this is she puts on her, what I just like this is she puts on her green hunting frock, which with its light skirt provided some respite from that day's heat, because we learn it's hot in Serta.
So
very
hot.
warm.
Mm-hmm.
And especially if everyone's compared to the coolness of Farthendur too.
Yeah.
It's very warm.
Yeah, because looking at it, like, especially Farthendur has been in the mountains, right?
Yeah,
So
and
it's
like
already
at the
been
top,
inherently-
like peak kind of thing.
Well, no, because Farthendur is down here.
Down here? Yeah, but it's like nestled on the top of like a volcano.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant top of Allegasia.
No,
yes,
no,
you're
no.
right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They're used to cold kind of.
You come down from the cool climate into the southern part of this continent.
Yeah.
And again, not really sure how big Allegasia is, but let's say North America.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've hit the bottom part, and now you're down where like Texas, New Mexico is at. That's a dry heat.
Yeah.
But they're also by the ocean. So if you're in like near the Gulf of Mexico, that's a humid heat, actually.
Yeah,
that's a muggy heat. That's
awful.
Oppressive.
It's
you ever been to
bad.
Texas in the summer? Ooh.
Yeah, bad.
I went to Texas in the summer this last year. It was really fun, but I was like, I forgot what it's like here. It's so heavy.
Yes.
I must return home to my desert and mountains.
Yes.
Get me out of here. I must return to the north.
I love that so much. But what I like here is Nasuada decided that even though she was ill-disposed towards Oren, she would take his advice and break with her regular schedule to do nothing more important than help Faraka rip out stitches from the overgown. She found that the repetitive task on an excellent way to focus her thoughts. While she pulled on the threads, she discussed the Varden's predicament with Faraka in the hope that she might perceive a solution that had escaped Nasuada. And I love that. She is taking a moment to just relax a little bit.
This is a task that needs to be done.
Yes.
It's not the most important task you could be doing.
Yep.
But also, like, it's just repetitive. It's simple.
Yep.
It's not demanding on her like everything else is.
Yes.
She can kind of thing. And like, that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
And I like that a lot. And Faraka's solution is like, hey, we need more gold.
Yeah.
Sounds like we need more money.
We just
I
need
don't
more
know.
money.
And while she's doing this, she accidentally cuts through the lace.
Yeah.
Which is, and I love this. She just stared and felt a hysterical laughter claw at her throat, even as a tear formed in her eye. Could her luck be any worse? And like, what a mood.
Yeah.
You're just like, are you kidding me?
It's
One
like you're
more
having
thing
the
has
worst
gone.
day, and then like your belt loop keeps getting caught on a door.
Yeah,
or
like it finally just tears.
It finally
and
just
like,
and you're just like, oh my god.
you kind of want to burst into tears.
Yep.
It's all too much, but also you just want to laugh because crying's not going to do anything.
Yep.
So relatable. But then we get the lace.
We get the
Oh my
the
gosh,
light
the
bulb.
lace.
The light bulb.
Oh, and she just thinks about how it's the most bobbin lace was the most valuable part of the dress. Even though the lace required skill to make, its rarity and expense were mainly due to its central ingredient: vast, copious, mind-numbing, and deadening amounts of time.
Yep.
It took so long to produce that if you attempted to create a lace veil by yourself, your progress would be measured not in weeks, but in months. Ounce for ounce, lace was worth more than gold or silver.
Yep.
And she's like, it's not as if lace takes that much energy, just time. Energy. And something we hadn't mentioned in the previous chapter was like Oren talks about how he had a conversation with Triana regarding like using magic for research and doing those things.
Like she cast one spell and discovered 2 types of gases.
Yeah.
And so
like, wow.
Yeah.
And she's thinking about it, she's like, hey, go meet Triana.
Yep.
And
I like how she goes, I don't care what she's doing. Bring her here.
Yep. As you wish.
Yep.
And she's just, but we also get this thing we didn't know about. Nasuada doesn't like magic.
Yep.
And not in a vague, I feel like if you ask Rowan, how do you feel about magic? He'd be like, that's weird.
Yeah. He's like, I don't like it. It's unnatural.
It's unnatural. I don't think about it very much.
Yeah.
Though. Like, but I don't think he would say, like, even if he doesn't like it, he might just say like it's unnatural.
Yeah.
But maybe he'd be on the same, like, Nasuada doesn't like it and also just adamantly doesn't trust it.
Yeah. And she has like good reasons to.
Also, she's scared. That's the other thing. I think you're right. Roran doesn't like it because it's unnatural.
Yeah.
Nasuada is scared of it.
Yes.
The thought that a seemingly ordinary person could kill with a word, invade your mind if he or she wished, cheat, lie, and steal without being caught, and otherwise defy society with near impunity.
Yep.
How did you enforce the law when a certain segment of the population possessed special powers? At its most basic level, the Varden's war against the Empire was nothing more than an attempt to bring justice to a man who had abused his magic abilities and to prevent him from committing future crimes.
Yep.
And she's like, although she disliked magic, she knew it would play a central role in removing Galbatorix, and that she could not afford to alienate its practitioners until victory was assured.
Yep.
Once that occurred, she intended to resolve the problem they presented. It's like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Like, how do you ban magic?
Yeah.
Like, Nasuada, how do you resolve this problem?
Because she even asked that at the like when she starts thinking about it, it's like what you read is like, how do you enforce the law when a certain segment of people possess special powers? It's like, how do you even begin to put limitations on people whose abilities are limitless in the point of the energy that they're able to their abilities.
And I think that also gives us insight into, because again, Nasuada's looking at the big picture. She's looking at the long game.
Yes.
She intends to win.
Yes.
In her lifetime, she intends to take down Galbatorix.
Yep.
And set up a new ruling power.
Yes.
And so she's thinking about what magic is. How is she going to handle the problem of magic?
Yes.
And she notes that she trusts Eragon.
Yeah.
But even still, like, it's like she doesn't view writers as being the solution to that problem. Now, granted, there's no, like, what we have is we have Eragon and maybe we'll snag those other 2 eggs, but like, how do you have more writers? Like, is that even an optimal solution to have more writers? But Galbatorix came from the writers, and so that we don't want to
problematic.
Like, Nasuada's like, we can't reinstate that and then trust that that's gonna work out.
Yeah, because look at Galbatorix, and it's also like the big thing that she points out too is he won't even die after a normal lifespan of
this
years.
is some bullshit.
And so like writers just won't die naturally. So it creates this just vast problem.
Yeah, and so I find that so interesting.
Yes,
is that we have Eragon who's learning more magic, encased in the world. Like, magic is so core to him and his experience in Allegasia. But here we have a character who is outright afraid of magic, and based on that line, would get rid of it if she could.
Yep.
For good reason.
Yeah, and I think it's, again, like kind of what I was saying earlier about like Paulini writing a thing where you don't really think about it until presented and you're like, oh, yeah. It's like that's here too. It's like you're always thinking about, oh yeah, magic and people just have magic and whatever. And then it's presented as a real problem from Nasuada's perspective. And it just, like, as a reader, for me, it makes me go, oh, yeah, that's a really good fucking point, actually.
Right. Yeah, it's a
like,
real problem.
And it really helps ground the world in reality. This whole universe, it just grounds it in reality. It's not just, I don't want to say Harry Potter, but like Harry Potter is magic everywhere and whatever.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. There's no repercussions.
No implication. Yeah, no repercussion.
There's no anything. You can just, there's no like, it doesn't rely on energy. You can just do whatever. It doesn't really matter.
The softest of soft magic systems you could probably ever have.
And so many holes and awfulness.
Let's not, moving on.
Yeah, moving on. But it's not, this is like, just so, like, believable. It is fully believable.
So then we have Triana roll up.
Yes, Triana comes.
Girl, you need to sit the fuck down.
Yeah, she really
rolls
does.
Up like she's like, why have I been summoned?
Yeah.
And she just... Should we do a reading?
Yeah, where do you want me to be Triana?
You can pick.
You can yell at me. That's good.
Okay. All right, damn. Usually I take out the part where we discuss who's going to be who. I'm leaving that in so everyone knows you picked.
No, I love it. I love it so much. It's great. You asked for me, lady?
I did. I need to know, what is the most important rule of magic?
That whatever you do with magic requires the same amount of energy as it would to do otherwise.
And what you can do is only limited by your ingenuity and by your knowledge of the ancient language?
Other structures apply, but in general, yes. Lady, why do you ask? These are basic principles of magic that, while not commonly bandied about, I am sure you are familiar with.
I am. I wish to ensure that I understood them properly. So then, within those limits, you should be able to devise a spell that would allow you to manufacture lace with magic.
And then she kind of sneers. I just want to mention that.
Oh, absolutely.
She just like sneers.
A condescending sneer.
Yep. Duvrengar Gata has more important duties than repairing your clothes, lady. Our art is not so common as to be employed for mere whims. I'm sure that you will find your seamstresses and tailors more than capable of fulfilling your request. Now, if you will excuse me,
Be quiet, woman. I see that I must teach Duvrengar Gata the same lesson that I taught the Council of Elders. I may be young, but I am no child to be patronized. I ask about lace because if you can manufacture it quickly and easily with magic, then we can support the Varden by selling inexpensive bobbin and needle lace throughout the Empire. Gabatorx's own people will provide the funds we need to survive.
But that's ridiculous. You can't pay for a war with lace.
Why not? Women who would otherwise could never afford to own lace will leap at the chance to buy ours. Every farmer's wife who longs to appear richer than she is will want it. Even wealthy merchants and nobles will give us their gold because our lace will be finer than any thrown or stitched by human hands. We'll garner a fortune to rival the dwarves. That is, if you are skilled enough in magic to do what I want.
You doubt my abilities?
Can it be done?
It should be possible, but I'll have to conduct some tests before I know for certain.
Do so immediately. And from now on, this is your most important assignment. And find an experienced lace maker to advise you on the patterns.
Yes, Lady Nasuada.
I love how she adds, go find an expert in this to advise you on what it should look like, right? It's not enough to be able to, we don't want some knockoff counterfeit bullshit that doesn't look as good as the real thing, right? We want the real thing.
Yes. And I like that, for like what you said, like I like that too, because it's like, Triana might know magic, she doesn't know lace. She doesn't know the first thing about, because it's like, yes, she can pour energy into doing it, but if you do not know how, then it's not going to look good. It's not going to be well.
Right?
So,
It'll look very, very simple.
Yes.
And they want it to look, like she says, she wants it to be finer and more elegant than what any human could actually do. And so go find an expert lace maker to tell you, this is considered the most complicated lace pattern.
Yes.
And figure out how to recreate that with magic. And she's like, and also Nasuada adds this other thing where she wants to select the brightest members of Duvrengar Gata and work with them to invent other magical techniques that will help the Varden. This is your responsibility, not mine.
Yep.
Keep this lady busy. Why? Because I also think Nasuada's like, why the fuck has she been hanging out with the King of Serta?
Yeah.
No. You need to be too busy for whatever that is.
Yeah, exactly.
You have no business. Serta's got their own magic users that he could be talking to. You are too busy. You're not busy enough.
Yes.
If you're hanging out with him. Get working.
You need to start working and help the Varden find a solution to feed itself.
Yes, figure it out. And I also love this last thing where she's has a moment of pride.
Yes.
She knew that no man, not even her father, would have thought of her solution.
Yep.
She's right.
Yeah, she's right. She's fully, yes.
Because in this world, men would not consider what lace represents.
Yes.
The value of it and actually what goes into making it. Yeah. It's just a pretty thing that ladies like, right?
But, I was just going to say, but Nasuada makes a good argument where it's farmers who can't afford it will be able to afford this because it doesn't take months and months and months to make. It's going to take, theoretically, very quicker, and so it's going to be less expensive.
Yeah,
but
that's the point.
That's the point.
We want to disrupt the lace market.
Yes,
we want to flood the market with our cheap but beautiful lace.
Yes,
this isn't fast fashion bullshit. Yes. This is what she says. It has to be made by hand.
Yes,
you can't run it through a sewing machine.
Yes.
It has to be done by hand.
Made by hand.
That's it. Speaking of fast fashion, if you ever buy anything that's crocheted, that's absolutely being made by hand. And if you're buying it cheaply, it means someone somewhere is being screwed over immensely.
Yeah.
It should be expensive because it takes a lot of time to make. And if you're getting it for cheap, someone's working in unhumanized conditions.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Here's another one of Darien's not so fun facts. But I love that. And when she says, no man would have thought of it. Because they would have. What's lace?
Doesn't really consider, and that's even
Triana also. She's you can't do that with lace.
She's like you can't do that. You can't it doesn't make any sense.
Lace?
Yeah, and then Nasuada's like, yes, but
why not?
Yeah, I love that answer too. Why not? Because it makes sense.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
It's lace. It's a lady thing. It's elegance. It can't be with war. Why not?
Yep.
No, yeah, I guess why not? That's a good point.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's a good point. And yeah, and the fact that she came in and like just when Nasuada's like, "Can you make lace quickly?"
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm too important to be fixing your, like, she legitimately thought Nasuada was asking for her dress.
Yeah.
Like, that shows like what Nasuada says is like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to teach you the same lesson I taught the Council of Elders."
Yeah.
Sorry. I thought that when I pulled the fast one on the Council of Elders and demonstrated that like I'm playing 5D chess while these fools are playing checkers, then I knew what I was about and I merited inherent respect. But you apparently missed that memo.
Yeah.
So let me like break it down for you.
Yes.
That you need to be walking in here and just understanding and assuming that I'm on a different level.
Yes.
Like, that's what it says about Triana, is that she legitimately just, again, thought she was like condescending, such like a child.
Yeah.
So frivolous.
Yep.
Like, if she had asked Eragon, he'd be like, why?
Yeah. He
would have been like, okay, I know you're not asking to fix your dress, because that would be crazy. You wouldn't ask me of that.
Yeah.
Why do you want this?
Yeah.
And that's a totally reasonable thing.
Yeah.
But like, that shows like Triana was literally being condescending.
Yes, she was.
Because
absolutely.
She needed to learn a lesson in respect.
Yes, she did. And then like the only response after she's put in her place is, "Yes, Lady Nasuada."
Yeah.
Yes, Lady Nasuada. It's like, yeah, girl, like fucking Jesus.
Learn some respect.
Yes.
Yeah, put some respect on her name.
Absolutely.
She's running the Varden for
a reason. Absolutely.
You couldn't even get Eragon to join your stupid little club.
Yep.
Angela already told him it's stupid.
Yep.
And hey, speaking of Angela,
hey, we get Angela back. Say in the most interesting but also creepy way possible.
Yep. Hey, remember that baby Eragon curse? She'll never believe what she looks like now.
Yep.
Hey, it's also Jormungandr.
Yep, Jormungandr's back. And I do like he comes running in and he's like, "Hey, you're needed. You need to go see the..." And I do like this thing of all the members of the Council of Elders, Jormungandr had accepted her leadership the most easily, serving her with the same dogged loyalty and determination he had with Ajahad. And I love that. We loved him from the beginning.
Him from the beginning. No,
so it's like, oh yeah, not a surprise.
Yeah, he's here. He's serving the council because he's representing the needs of the people he represents.
Yes.
He's not here for power. He's here to make sure the Varden functions.
Yep,
right?
absolutely.
He's the one guy in the council that's here for the reason of leadership.
Yes.
The same way Nasuada is running the Varden for the reasons of leadership and not for power.
Yep.
And he's like, you got to go see that baby that
Eragon I like
blessed.
How he's like, "Do you remember the babe that Eragon blessed?" And she goes, "Yeah." And then she kind of is like, I've only seen the child once. Like, oh, she's heard the rumors among the Varden about what the girl might achieve, but whatever the infant became, it would not be for many years, by which time the battle with Galbatorix would have already be won or lost.
Yeah. And it's like, hey, I've been asked to take you to see her. Asked? By who? Why? A boy on the practice field. He kind of looks like what that witch's werecat is supposed to turn into. Like, I kind of thought it was important.
Yeah, because what I like is like how he says it is like, "A boy on the practice field told me that you should visit the child. Said that you would find it interesting. He refused to give me his name." And like at that point, you're like, "Who the hell is this kid?" Just to tell Jormungandr, be like, "You should go. You should tell Nasuada to go visit the baby." And then it's like, "Oh, it's the werecat." And you're like, "Oh, okay, never mind. Never mind. Solemn bum. It's fine."
They heard I asked my man about the girl, and I heard things that she's different. In what way? Enough to believe that you should do what the werecat says.
Yep.
Magic.
And she curses it, and then he's like, "Magic," but he says it in
different
the
vibes.
Awe and fear. Yep.
And she's in the castle because Orin has found her and her caretaker a place in the castle. Because again, this is a child who was blessed by Eragon, the writer, and Saphira, and so it's set up to be well off. They travel across the castle. Super hot. It's real fucking hot.
Really, really gross.
They have to rest at some point in time?
Yeah, they have to rest.
That's crazy.
Yep. Because she talks about how Sue died from heat stroke.
Yeah.
I don't think they call it heat stroke. But
No, they say fainted from heat stroke.
Heat stroke? Okay, cool.
This is bad. They gotta, y'all, again, where it's hot, but it's also an oppressive heat because we're right by the Gulf.
Yep.
We need to get more water.
There needs to be more water.
I know we need more chickens, but we also need more water. Y'all need to hydrate or dihydrate.
Hydrate. Stay in cool areas. Do not stand in direct sunlight. Anyway.
Yep. The corridor is littered with gifts. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, which is, I feel like that would be really creepy to walk in, where you turn a corner and then there's this corridor just littered with gifts. It's
especially if you're
like,
not expecting to see something like that. To your knowledge, there's just a
like,
baby.
Whoa.
Yeah, there's something eerie about what would usually
eerie
be
is
seen
a
as
good
delightful.
word. Yes.
Yeah.
I find this interaction really interesting.
Yeah.
Where they knock and a quavering voice, "Who is it? Lady Nasuada, come to see the child. Be you of true heart and steadfast resolve?" And then Nasuada goes, "My heart is pure and my resolve is as iron. Cross the threshold then and be welcome." That, for me, I'm like, that feels weird. I don't know why.
I can't tell if it's the old woman who's caring for the kid or if it's Angela putting on a show.
That's fair. I think it's the old lady.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't put it past Angela.
Yeah. The door just swings open. It's all spooky.
And no one's there
magic.
to open it. Yep. It's all cold in this room.
Like an autumn night. Yeah. We've got magical AC in here.
Magical AC. Like, let's put that in the rest of the castle.
Yep. Apprehension sank its poisonous claws into her belly. Magic. They go in and, okay. There's a bent crone watched her from the depths of one corner, bracketed by Angela, herbalist, and the werecat, who stood with his hackles raised. In the center of the room knelt a pale girl that Nasuada took to be 3 or 4 years old. The girl picked at a platter of food on her lap. No one spoke. "Where's the baby?" The girl looked up. Nasuada gasped as she saw the dragon mark bright upon the child's brow, and she peered into her deep violet eyes. The girl corked her lips with a terrible, knowing smile. "I am Elva." I love Nasuada recoils, grabs her dagger, because it's an adult's voice, filled with an adult experience and cynicism. It sounded profane coming from the mouth of a child. "Don't run. I'm your friend." And oh my gosh.
Creepy.
I'm wanting to meet you since I could talk. When did you learn to talk? Last week. Oh my god. What
the
fuck?
Yeah.
This is so scary.
Yep. And then she also demands more food.
Yeah.
From the old crone, and the old woman runs out of the room.
She does this. "You know, Ajahad could not have led the Varden better than you have. You chose the correct path. Your name will be praised for centuries for having the courage and foresight to move the Varden to Serta and attack the Empire when everyone else thought it was insane to do so." And that's like exactly what Nasuada wanted to hear. More than anything else in the entire world. That tears of relief birthed from her eyes and rolled down her face.
Yep.
It was as if Elva had known exactly what to say in order to comfort her.
Yep.
Nasuada loathed her for
it.
it.
Which is absolutely fair. They say violet eyes, and I'm not sure if that means they're more red or more purple.
Violet.
Purple. That's what I'm thinking, but I feel like there's also a violet that's more red. So it's, for me, I feel like, yes, purple, but I'm also like, maybe it's just me, but I always pictured her with red eyes for some reason. But I like violet. I do like violet.
"What are you?"
"I am what Eragon made me."
"He blessed you."
And I just want to read this. The dreadful ancient eyes were obscured for a moment as Elva blinked. He did not understand his actions. Since Eragon ensorcelled me, whenever I see a person, I sense all the hurts that beset him and are about to beset him. When I was smaller, I could do nothing about it, so I grew bigger.
Why would...
The magic in my blood drives me to protect people from pain, no matter the injury to myself or whether I want to help or not. It costs me dearly if I resist the urge.
And they're like, oh gosh.
Like, oh shit. And I like just the implications of that is like, holy shit.
Mm-hmm. And Nasuada's like, hey, why are you telling me this?
Yeah.
And basically it's like, oh, she's like, I want to help. I want you to use me however you need me to do.
Yep.
Why? Because unless this war ends, and the sooner rather than later, it will drive me insane.
Yep.
I find it hard enough to deal with the agonies of everyday life without also having to confront the atrocities of battle. Use me to end it, and I'll ensure your life is as happy as any human has the privilege to experience.
Yep. Just thinking about, like, because, like, Nasuada kind of realizes of what she went through in order for her to become this. Mm-hmm. And it's like, she was a baby through the battle in Farthendur. And so
she felt that.
Just like what she said here is like, we can like kind of what's the word? Infer, yes. That she felt all that pain. Mm-hmm. And it was like, that sucks. Because she was
to grow.
Yeah, she was in very close proximity of all of that. Mm-hmm. And oofa doofa.
Mm-hmm. And she talks to Angela. All she does is eat because she has to, because she's growing too so fast.
Yes. Yeah. And it's also when the crone brings the food back, she attacks it. Like, there's no decorum. She just goes for it.
Yep, she has to. She's so hungry.
Starving.
Nasuada promises that
she'll have food.
Yep. And she's talking to Angela. Has this ever happened to anyone else?
Not in the entire history of magic. I tried to cast her future, but it is a hopeless quagmire. Lovely word, quagmire. Because her life interacts with so many others.
Is she dangerous?
We're all dangerous.
You know what I mean.
She's more dangerous than some and less than others. The one she's most likely to kill, though, is herself. If she meets someone who's about to be hurt, and Eragon's spell catches her unawares, she'll take the doomed person's place. That's why she stays inside most of the time.
How far in advance can she foretell events?
2 or 3 hours at most.
And then, leaning against the wall, Nasuada considered the newest complication in her life.
It's like,
Just
of all the things that happened this day, just one more thing.
Just another thing. I was on top of the world a second ago, and now I got this.
Yep.
Through her, I can discern my opponent's troubles and weaknesses, as well as what will please them and make them amenable to my wishes. She can't be left unsupervised. I need someone to watch her, someone who understands magic and is comfortable enough with her own identity to resist Elva's influence, and who I can trust to be reliable and honest. She immediately discounted Triana.
I don't blame ya. Don't blame ya.
And I'm like, oh, the herbalist kind of makes me nervous, but she's always been reliable.
Yeah.
She's helped help with the Varden in matters of utmost delicacy and importance, like healing Eragon, and had asked for nothing in return. I realize that this is presumptuous of me, as you aren't under my command, and I know little of your life or duties, but I have a favor to ask you.
Proceed.
Would you be willing to keep an eye on Elva for me? I need...
Of course. And I'll keep 2 eyes on her if I can spare them. I relish the opportunity to study her.
You'll have to report to me.
The poison dart hidden in the raisin tart. Ah, well, I suppose I can manage.
I have your word, then.
Yes, you have my word.
What a mess. What a quagmire. As Eragon's liege lord, I'm responsible for his deeds, but I never imagined he would do anything as dreadful as this. It's a blight upon my honor as much as his.
Yes, I intend to speak with him about it once he returns from Elismira.
Well, don't hurt him. We need him.
I won't. Permanently.
Listen. This happened before he vowed himself to Nasuada. I do feel like if we're looking for a loophole, she'd be like, listen, this
happened before.
But I love Nasuada as a character for not looking for a loophole, for not being like, well, that happened before.
Yeah.
Like, no, she's like, well, it's my responsibility now too. And not even just because this child is of the Varden.
Yeah.
It's also because what has happened to her is something Eragon caused.
Yes.
And like, cool, man. All right, here's a fun new thing we get to deal with.
Yep.
And I love Angela. She's fucking pissed.
She's so pissed off.
What have you done?
Yep.
It's so bad.
Yes.
What you have done.
And it's like, we don't know how much Angela has watched this child before, but we can expect quite a bit. And so she might have been watching like Elva experience just horrible things.
Yeah.
And just, the anger is justified for sure.
I would guess as soon as Elva started growing.
Yes.
Word got out.
Yep.
And I'm sure Angela was already like, okay, got to keep tabs on that because that's weird.
Yes.
But I don't think anyone realized, not weird, but she was more just like, well, that's interesting.
Yes.
Blessed by a writer with the dragon mark.
Yeah.
Okay. That'll be interesting. I'd love to follow up on that and see where she goes.
Yes.
It's probably already had Solemn Bum doing rounds.
Yeah.
Like, hey, if it happens. Or maybe I bet she never even asked Solemn Bum to do it.
Solemn Bum was just
interested
as well.
Interested.
Yeah, for sure.
And as soon as this baby is growing too fast, Angela hears about it. I bet she's seen the whole time.
Yep. And so that's interesting.
Because she's already there and she's magicked this place to have AC.
Yes, she has.
She's like, if I'm going to be here, I'm going to be comfortable. But also, I bet she wants to try to make Elva as comfortable as possible.
Yeah, because I would think like, so she's super hungry all the time, and if she's burning that much energy, would you expect her to be super warm?
I bet.
She's just
she's probably running a fever all
the time. So like, she would not do well in the regular heat. So it's like this room like might have to be cold for her benefit.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so, man, we got a Nasuada and Angela chapters.
Yes.
What a gift. What a treat.
Yeah, I also really like that even in like this kind of creepy aura, Angela is still Angela. Like, oh, quagmire. What a lovely word.
And I also love like for Nasuada to be like, yeah, what a quagmire.
Like she kind of brings it back. Yeah.
They're like so very different.
Yes.
But also like the fact that she's willing to like, yeah, you're right. That is a good word.
Yeah.
exactly the word
Yes.
for this moment.
It's a little bit of like camaraderie between the two, which is really
like,
nice.
I think these two women are on the same wavelength.
Yes, absolutely.
Or maybe not even that, but their wavelengths harmonize with each other.
Yes, for sure.
And I think that's super interesting.
Yep.
And this is the first time we've gotten Nasuada and Angela interacting directly like this for us to see. Like, definitely, clearly not the first time they've interacted, because she knows who Angela is. She definitely talked to her when Eragon was injured.
Yep. She kind of knows the werecat, not by name, but she knows the werecat.
Yes. So, because she never says Solemn.
No, she just says the werecat.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so they already have a rapport that we, the readers, don't get to be a part of.
Yeah.
But we see it here.
Yes.
And even though this whole chapter is the one that introduces, or those last 2 chapters have introduced that Nasuada doesn't trust magic and she's scared of it.
Yeah.
But that doesn't hinder her ability to judge individuals on their own actions.
Yes, absolutely.
She is more like, instantly she's like, no, I don't trust Triana.
Yeah.
And not just because Triana's a magic user. I don't trust her as a person.
As a person, yes.
Angela is she probably knows, a more powerful and dangerous, potentially, in that if we're doing like power scaling.
Yeah.
Angela is a more powerful, and thus, if we're measuring by that metric alone, a more dangerous individual than Triana. But Nasuada trusts her as an individual. And that, I think, is also very, very important for demonstrating Nasuada as a character, where she has a just reason to dislike magic and also seems to want to get rid of it. And that can be potentially very problematic, especially in this magical world where it's kind of a part of things. Yes. And what could that mean in the future? But to immediately demonstrate that she does judge individuals based on their own actions and not as a blanket statement is fundamentally important to like her character and what we should understand about her.
Absolutely.
So great Nasuada chapters.
Yes.
I loved earlier when we didn't realize how often the chapters are going to switch back and forth. And we're like, we did a short, like episodes ago, did a short one because like we're not going to combine different POVs.
Yeah.
So then, dear listeners, I went through the book and actually marked in the table of contents whose chapters are whose, so we would be prepared in advance and not get tricked again. And I forgot that the Nasuada lace was this one. And so I was so delighted to realize a Nasuada chapter in this book.
Yep.
And so I'm jazzed for that. I've been looking forward to it for so long.
Yep.
We're gonna...
I think we get a couple more later on, too.
Well, there's spoilers. There's one more little Nasuada batch, and I'm excited for that, too.
Yep.
Oh, it'll be good.
Yep. Super excited.
But that is our Nasuada chapters for now. We already talked about POV. Again, I think if
our
you
writing takeaway.
Writing takeaway, thank you.
Yeah.
Is about POV. If you want to use multiple POVs, consider the benefit of not adhering to a rigid structure.
Yes.
And then for a quest.
For the quest.
Something with lace? But what does that mean?
Something with lace? I don't even know.
Hey, what's your favorite outfit that you own?
Ooh.
Right? Like, what's her favorite dress?
Yeah, I think mine is one that I only wore once, and it's my cosplay of Violet Evergarden.
I was like, is it your Violet Evergarden?
It's my Violet. I love that dress so much. I've only wore it once. It is wild.
Oh, it's so pretty.
It's wild.
And fun.
I love it so much. I would wear it more. I need to get a better wig. It just doesn't. I don't think that wig looks very good. But anyway,
looks fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely could stand to have a stronger one, but I think it looks fine. Like when I saw you in it that one time. Ooh, my favorite outfit. What is my? Got a lot of good ones, but do I have one that I'm like, yes? You know what? I have a leopard print, not a shawl. It's not quite.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that.
That was my great grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
And I wear it when I go to the theater.
Yes.
Because that's the time, and it buttons. It's like, it's not a jacket. It doesn't have sleeves, but you button it up and you're completely cased, and it's got big old pockets on the inside.
Yep.
And it looks so fancy, it's so
it looks
elegant.
Really cool.
It's my favorite piece. And again, I save it to wear to the theater because I feel like that's when you bust out your great grandmother's leopard print.
Yes.
cape, basically.
Yep.
And that is my favorite.
It's very good.
So yes, tell us, your favorites. And we have, like, Lucy, there's
Yes.
an example of costume.
Yep.
Here's my example. It's an antique, like, heirloom item.
Yep.
If you've got, hey, my sweater that still fits me and it's just cozy, that's what we mean too.
Yep.
We're not just looking for fancy or elegant.
Yeah.
Like, my favorite pair of work boots, I just feel good in them.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
example for fiction, I just came to mind on work boots in Terry Pratchett's Discworld series. Vimes, who's, captain commander of the City Watch,
Yeah.
he will often talk about his well-worn pair of boots where he can feel the streets through them.
Yeah.
And he knows the streets of Ankh-Morpork so well that he can feel the cobblestones or the stone and the way it's laid out. Even in the dark, he knows where he's at.
Oh, that's
cool. So it's important to him. He's like, I can't have a nice new pair of boots.
Yeah.
I won't be able to feel the streets in them.
Yeah.
They gotta be worn out just a little bit.
Yep.
And I love that.
Yep. That's very cool.
Or like in a series of unfortunate events, I feel like Violet's hair ribbon.
Oh,
That
yes.
she uses, she's got to pull her hair back when she's going to invent something.
Yep.
And it doesn't have to be the same hair ribbon. Like,
Oh,
they use
yeah.
different things all the time, but that kind of idea,
Mm-hmm.
I think, is also very good.
I have Six of Crows in Nej's outfit. It's like it's like a leather outfit, and she's got sleeves for all of her knives.
Of course.
And they're all named after the saints from like that world or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And she's named all of her knives after saints, and she'll touch them if she's going into battle and ask for their guidance and protection and stuff. It's really cool. But
That's
I like
very
that
good.
she has them all over with
Nice.
her really cool outfit. And then her hair is always like braided, I think, into a bun on the back of her head too.
Nice. Gotta keep it in
Keep
place.
her long hair out of her way. Yep.
So yeah. So I guess there's that. You can tell us your favorite article of clothing you own or one from fiction that stands out to
Yep.
you. Some listener comments.
Yes. Listener comments.
We got one from Curtis Moore when we called for your favorite fictional betrayals.
Yeah.
He said his favorite betrayal is every obviously telegraphed betrayal and the 2011 The Three Musketeers. Parentheses, the one with Logan Lerman.
Mm-hmm.
It's possibly the most unnecessary movie in history, but they play each twist so seriously you can't help but be entertained.
Yeah.
I'm like, Logan Lerman was in a Three Musketeers movie in 2011? How did I not know about that? Logan Lerman played Percy Jackson in the Percy Jackson movies.
Yeah.
Yes, they're not good movies, but Logan Lerman was a good Percy.
Yeah. For sure.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of multiple POVs,
Yeah.
like getting into the certain character's headspace when writing different POVs, Kayla talked about how I've started working on this in my own writing, and it's so fun to try to, quote, get into the head of different characters.
Yes.
I'll have to double check this writing tip and see if it's the exact same one as what we said today. I don't know.
We've done so many at this point, y'all.
So many. We got another I guess it was the most shocking fictional betrayal.
Yeah.
I guess, and real quick spoiler for the Vladimir Chronicles. This is from Lee over on Instagram.
Yep.
It rocked my shit in the Vladimir Chronicles when Vladimir's dad revealed his plot to sacrifice Vlad to steal his chosen one powers. Those were the vampire books with the boy with the Justin Bieber haircut on the cover in black and white. Thank you, Lee. Yes. Did you ever read these books?
What are they called? The Vladimir?
Yeah, the Vladimir.
Is it the
they're the vampire books with the boy with the Justin Bieber haircut on the cover. And they're always in black and white. And they have like a smiley face with the vampire face.
Let me see. Vladimir series. I think so. Is it the 8th grade bites and...
I think
yeah,
so.
it is.
Yeah.
I read all of those and absolutely agreed. The twist at the end, like, I have issues with that book series, just generally.
As we all do.
But the twist, absolutely baffling.
I don't know why I just said as we all do. I never read those books. I didn't mean Vladimir Chronicles in particular. I think we all have that vampire series we read when we were in middle school that we all have issues with.
Yes.
Me,
but I did.
Freak.
I read that series because I think it was in Hastings, and I kept walking by those books.
Yeah.
And I kept eyeballing them like super hard side eye until I finally just got them and read them all. Yeah. Fascinating.
Incredible.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that twist was like, that fucking sucks
Ugh,
so much. I hate
see
all
it.
of it. It's awful.
All right, and then one more from Kiki, where we talked about favorite fictional proposals.
Yeah.
I'm realizing how few pieces of media I consume has proposals. I think I'll go with Hades Town, Come Home With Me is so pretty. But none of them compared to when my husband proposed, so.
Oh, that's
Aww,
cute. That's
I
really
love
cute.
that.
Yeah, very.
But yeah, the Hades Town, Orpheus convincing Eurydice to come home with him is very lovely. It's very beautiful. Obviously, I'm not saying anything new. Hadestown is spectacular.
Yes.
But Kiki, if you want to share that story, we'd be more than happy to hear it.
Yeah, for sure.
What? So cute. And that is going to be it for us today.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us again.
Yes.
If you have thoughts about any of the prompts from the episode or whatever you have to think about, you don't have to follow the writing tip or the quiz. Like, feel free to leave any thoughts.
Yes.
You can on Spotify. Real quick shout out to all of our listeners on Spotify.
Yeah.
Spotify Wrapped dropped this week, so obviously we took a look at that.
Yep.
A lot of great stuff. Shout out
Super
to our listeners
awesome.
who are number ones.
Yes, thank you so much.
We're your number one.
Yes.
Obviously, thank you so much, Kiki, for sharing your story. So
yes.
That was so nice.
Yeah.
So happy. I shared it to our story, and I was going to like comment on the story shared, being like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much."
Yeah.
And then I accidentally just hit share instead, so it's just me reposting. But thank you.
Yes.
Shout out to our top 5 countries.
Oh yeah.
Israel, Sweden, UK, Germany, and USA.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're an American podcast, so USA makes sense. But like, hey, Germany, thanks.
Yep.
Hey, shout out to the Swedes.
Yep.
What?
Yes.
Thank you.
For sure. Thank you so
glad
much.
you like our podcast.
Yeah.
But thank you to everyone. I think this is going to probably be our last episode that comes out in 2025.
Yes.
So thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you so much.
This journey this year.
It's been amazing.
We're only halfway through Eldest.
Yes.
Having started it this year.
Yep.
Where will we be in the end of 2026?
Who knows?
To say?
Who knows?
We'll find
at this
out,
point.
but we appreciate you, all you dear listeners who are along for the ride this year.
Yes.
Shout out to you future listeners who maybe are listening to this in 2026 as you go through the catalog. Welcome to the
thank
show.
you so much. Welcome.
Again, you want to hit us up on Instagram. You can comment on Spotify. Shoot us an email at eragonpod@gmail.com.
Yep.
Or if you'd like, you can join us on the Dragon's Keep.
Hell yeah.
Where we'll dive into other dragon-related media for $5 a month. You help support the show and also get us to hear us talking about other dragon things. For example, Quest for Camelot.
Yes.
Where I make the bold statement that I feel like the dragon could have been taken out of the movie and replaced with a non-dragon character, and it would have been a better flick.
The witch would have been better.
What a crazy thing I said in our dragon bonus feed. And we will be back next time, getting back into what young Lucy was a deep frustration of, spoiler, a next batch of Eragon chapters. But until then, she's Lucy Hart.
And she's Darien Smartt.
And this is Eragon.
And back again.